Good morning. Let's take us through some of the plays yesterday. The the AFC Champions League is a very interesting competition. The kickoffs are a little too early for me to pass them on to you, but they seem to be following a pattern, and that pattern is you've got a big, rich club at home. They go a goal down, they come back, and they win. Al Wada against Abu Dhabi. I think I just went +1 here, did I? No, I went to winner market as well. I tried out an experiment yesterday because on Sunday I've been picking up so many losses on the draw that it accumulates. If you pick up £8 loss on the draw in 4 or 5 matches, that's soon up to 40, 50 quid, and it can soon accumulate. An idea: lay over 1.5 goals as usual, but half stake or full stake liability backing Al Wada +1. That covers the draw. And then the usual match odds market, £20 to back Al Wada, £20 to lay Al Ittihad. So it's something I'm experimenting with. It's an increased liability, but you get rewarded because the draw is covered. So something to think about. Häcken and Gothenburg. This was another good example of cashing out at the right time. And this was all about in-play stats because Häcken ended up losing the match, as you can see here. All about capturing that goal when they have the momentum. And that's what I did. Again, I went in doubly handed. So I'm laying over 1.5 goals. Full stake, which is £40 to back Häcken +1. Split your stake. £20 to back Häcken, £20 as liability to lay Gothenburg. Get out at the 1-1. And as you can see, not too shabby. Getting out at 1-1. Al Ali against Al Nassaf. Again, exactly the same pattern in this AFC Champions League. So here it is. This is the competition. It just looks as if the market gets these odds on favourites correct. Al Hilal against Al Duhal. This is one we ended with yesterday, and it just it's such a laughable pattern. I passed it on more tongue-in-cheek than anything else. You're going to be expecting one. You've got a big name at home from Saudi Arabia. Money, money, money. They concede the first goal. Oh, fancy that. That just seems to happen all the time. Get an equaliser, get the winner. That's Darwin Núñez, is it? Wow. So no wonder they were strong favourites. So that's quite a strong side with Darwin Núñez in it. Wow. So that just fits the pattern. The AFC Champions League. This is, I think, the 3rd or 4th match I've done this. It's a real weird one. And it's as if the referee's just waiting for the winner. Machida and Searle yesterday, I didn't go for the win. I went for the +1 for Machida and Searle. And as you can see, that paid off. I've doubled my stakes now because my betting bank is increasing. So normal stakes of £40 have been doubled to 80. So that makes that a very decent return on Machida. These are kicking off a little bit too early for you, some of these matches. It's a pity at 11 a.m. that I can't get on. But I'm having to do this necessarily. Having been hacked at the start of the year, I need income streams, and this is one. Marseille under-19s. What on earth am I doing playing the under-19s? Well, I did the same technique again. £40 on the +1. £20 back Real Madrid, £20 as fixed liability lay Marseille. Again, these UEFA Champions League nippers games can be really good for trading. Liquidity is a potential issue, only 83,000 matched, but you saw Champions League, we're heading into the millions. Al Ali and Tractor, probably from Norwich, Tractor. This, again, just fits in. Al Ali and Tractor. Where are they? Well, there's Al Ali here. This is one of those where they were very generous with you yesterday and decided, Al Ali, to, rather than just 1 goal deficit, they thought they'd start with a 2-goal deficit at half-time. So this fits in the pattern, doesn't it? AFC Champions League. We've got a 1.14 favourite conceding the first goal. Fancy that. That's never happened before, apart from the other 4 matches I played. And sit back. Riyad Mahrez, Ivan Toney up front. Sit back. Milo, he was very impressive. I was watching the match. An excellent player. Riyad Mahrez making it 3-2 and Suleiman making it 4-2. That is the scoreline you expect of a 1.14 shot. So you get involved when they're 2-0 down. And with a degree of confidence, because this is the consistent pattern with the AFC Champions League at the moment. They daren't let these big guns lose, it seems. So that was another one in the bag there yesterday. So that PSV loss, put that into the context of already trading prior. So for me, it's not a big hit because I'm still ahead. MK Dons and West Ham. This was a late lay of West Ham at 1.08 and 1.07 because MK Dons at 1-3 suddenly started with the momentum. But at low liability, it's not going to cost you too much. Real Madrid and Marseille. Lovely profit from Real Madrid. I stayed in, even though they were down to 10 men. I stayed in. I didn't think that Marseille would get the win, even with an extra player. So some red-carded matches, you don't automatically oppose the team down to 10. Real Madrid, very, very lucky yesterday with a couple of penalties. And thankfully for me, we've got somebody who actually converts penalties when us traders need that penalty converted. Mr. Mbappe. So I'll be sticking him on my Christmas card list. Thankfully, converting both penalties. Just looking for the match. There it is. Tottenham, an excellent result. We're going to be getting to Juve in a minute, and I'll be issuing an apology notice in a minute as well about Juve. Kylian Mbappe penalty. Kylian Mbappe penalty. Really good result. I stayed in because it's must-win territory now, this league. It's a league now. So you're going to get relegated sides, i.e. no longer in the competition. This, I'll apologise, I didn't pass this on to you. I laid Dortmund at 1.02. This was heading up to something like 3:30 in the morning, my time. So I was flagging a little bit, but I didn't know if any of you were staying on Telegram. But I wish I passed this on to you because this is the epitome of spotting a decent bit of value. A 1.02 lay of Dortmund, 2-4 up. What do we have as a template in that particular match for Juventus? Well, let me show you. You should be fresh from having in the back of your mind the weekend match, Juventus against Inter Milan. Look at the scoreline there. Compare it to the 2-4 as was there. I was absolutely gobsmacked it came in. 4-3 at the weekend, okay? It's 2-4 to Dortmund in the 83rd minute. As you can see there, 86th minute. I laid at 1.02, just for 100 quid. Just absolute, not expecting a thing at all. Dusan Vlahovic and Kelly, my new best friend, with a 96-minute 4-4. absolutely gobsmacked. And, well, nothing more I can say, really. Just wish I'd got it to you. So that was a brilliant end to the evening. And you can see I've increased my watch list for trading now because I'm having to make money to pay the bills. So I'm treating this very professionally now. I'm increasing my stake as my bank increases, and it's nearly 10x what it was at the start of last week. So I've had a very good run at the moment. That includes losses as well, like PSV. And that was avoidable, to be honest with you, because their momentum was pretty poor. Looking on to today, the Austrian Cup, probably lacking liquidity, but we've got a couple of very short-priced away favourites. Very well-known. I don't think that's Rapid Vienna, so just be careful. Might not be Rapid Vienna. Genk against Charleroi in the Jupiler League. Could be worth our attention. Have I researched? I think I have. So let's look through some of these matches. Genk and Charleroi, 1.7 home favourite, unbeaten in 3 matches now. Charleroi, only 1 loss against the newly promoted side. 2 sides finding winning form very recently, so it's a difficult one. Charleroi, only 1 loss against only 3 score draws in 4 matches. 2 consecutive wins now as well. I think it's 3 wins in 4. Unbeaten in 3 matches, 2 wins and a draw for Genk. So this is a difficult one. This is why I do pre-match research, because sometimes you can't get the conclusion pre-match. So you have to necessarily go to the in-play stats. Swansea against Nottingham Forest. Put this into context. Nottingham Forest have got a new manager, Ange Postecoglou. He'll be keen to suck up to the fans, get the first win under the belt. So with that in mind, you'd be looking at a positive performance from Ange's man. But don't forget, Premier League sides are very effective in pretending like they're making an effort in this EFL Cup, and they're not going to be shedding any tears if they go out early. Champions League phase, Piraeus against Pafos. Watch out. There could be some upsets today in the Champions League. Pafos, very, very tough nut to crack defensively. Have already surprised when other teams have been these similar odds against them. So I don't think this is a gimme for Olympiacos. And they're not very good in this competition either. So 1.4 is laughably short for me. Last 10 goals coming after half-time as well. I would look at backing 0-0 pre-match. What I've done for you as well is I've provided some AI angles with you, just to give you an alternative view, a dry view, a logical view. What does AI take out of the match information? Olympiacos win over 2.5 goals. Both teams to score, no. Possibility there. First half goal, yes. But this is all contrary to my thinking that Pafos will be set up very, very defensively. I'll just show you the app. So this is the app. It's a very simple app. I've been impressed with its conclusions. It does need a little bit of ironing out. AI, for example, I told AI it was picking far too many over 2.5 goal and both teams to score matches. It seemed to be doing it by default. And suddenly in its next match, it picked under 2.5 goals and both teams to score no. So it tends to overcompensate after being told something. So we'll have a look at the Olympiacos Pafos match here. Okay, let's take a look. I'm starting to get quite impressed with this. We've got strengths and weaknesses. I have tried to tell it as well to focus on telling me about any new managers, etc. So we've got strengths and weaknesses. I think the strengths, indeed, counter-attacking for Pafos, they are built on their defence, tactical discipline and resilience. So this is just some additionals you won't be getting from my personal research, which goes straight down to the stats. Excellent overall form in 2025 for Ollie. But again, these apps look at form lines based on the last few matches, but that's wrong because that's in different competitions. This is a different animal altogether, the Champions League. Indeed, the qualifying phase, they were very, very good. Pafos against Dinamo Kiev and Red Star Belgrade. Defence was their strength. The match result is given with some reasoning as well. Most experienced European side playing, Ollie. Both teams to score, yes. Bit of a stretch that for me. I'm not sure. We'll see. Because Pafos are built on defence. Over 0.5 goals in the first half. I would have backed 0-0 pre-match. Olympiacos minus 1.5. So giving Olympiacos a 2-goal head start. So it'd be interesting to see. I'm recording these. So it'll be interesting to see how accurate or otherwise AI is compared to my angles. Slavia Prague against Bodo Glimt. Slavia avoided defeat in their opening games of both prior Champions League campaigns. So that's a good starting point. They failed to win a single home game in the Europa League phase last season. Bodo Glimt, we know what they're about, at least domestically, absolutely chock full of goals, but in Norway. And this is what I was telling you about the AI angles. Focusing a little bit too much on the domestic leagues with over 2.5 goals and both teams to score, yes. Ajax and Inter Milan. That 4-3 for Inter Milan at the weekend against Juventus helped Juventus yesterday, didn't it? They had that to fall back on, the fact that they could score 4 goals at home, which they did against Dortmund. 4 of Ajax's 5 competitive games this season, the opening goal was scored within the first 20 minutes. So straight out of the blocks. Don't forget, these are mostly going to be must-win matches, aren't they, in this league phase? This is a very difficult match for me to unpack because Inter Milan have a new manager, Chivu, who I don't think has the pedigree for Champions League football. Bayern Munich and Chelsea. Lots of Brits on show. Harry Kane up front. Cole Palmer. It's going to be a fascinating match. I wouldn't be discounting Chelsea that readily myself. They have the best expected goals in the Premier League, i.e. they are creating quality chances after quality chances. Just need to convert them. Fascinating match to watch. I'm not sure if there's a trading angle. Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. This is going to be attack v defence. Is it a coincidence that prior to the Champions League, Liverpool have suddenly reverted to 1-0 wins, no longer conceding 2+ goals as they did at the start of the season? Atletico Madrid have had an awful start to the season. Diego Simeone's men have scored in 15 of the last 16 group stages, but they're very poor this season. They've already relinquished the title with their poor form. They've got some injury lists as well. So again, AI seems to be going both teams to score yes and over 2.5 goals. I'm not buying it. I don't think that's correct analysis. But we will see. Paris Saint-Germain against Atalanta. Paris Saint-Germain missing some key players. Kvaratskhelia as well could be a big miss, couldn't he? Ousmane Dembele as well. But Barcola up front is doing the business for PSG at the moment. That's the one they're going to be relying on. They have splashed the cash. That looks about right. I think Atalanta, not an elite European side. In the Eredivisie, this evening, Robin van Persley's fine order of 4 out of 4 and keeping clean sheet wins. So we've got something to work on. But Fortune Sittard matches are goal frenzies. 4-3, 5-4 goals in total. So that flies in the face of those clean sheets for Feyenoord. We'll see who will out. AFC Champions League, seeing as it's been a pretty good competition. Let's have a look at these two today. I don't know if you want me to forward them on. They're on a little bit too early in the day. So which ones would fit my criteria as being a very rich club from Saudi Arabia at home? Al Nassr. Bang. Qatari sides as well, but they need to be shorter priced. They need to be obvious, like this one. So what you're going to see today with the Istiklal Dushanbe from Tajikistan, they're going to take the lead, maybe take a 0-2 lead. Al Nassr are going to come back make it 2-2, score a 98th minute winner to make it 3-2. That's the usual route in his composition. Gamble Osaka I'll be looking at, playing a Hong Kong side. This should be easy as you like. There's a degree of liquidity as well in the AFC Champions League. It's been such a profitable competition for me. I will be keen to follow this. This will be up this evening, Al Nassr's match. So I'll see members of footballtradingprofits.com probably from 5 o'clock. We've got old familiars, Midtjylland in the cup. Some Randers, for example, yesterday getting the win at short-priced odds on. AFC Champions League, probably going to pass on to you from 5 o'clock onwards if there is a play. The technique, big, rich sides playing at home and fancy to win. It's just becoming a bit laughable now. This is the Champions League from Monday. I've shown you these already. Bang, bang. UAE, Saudi Arabia. This one was down to the red card, but 1.14 conceding the first 2 goals in the first half. Off we go. So just to look out for that today. I'll be on hand for members of footballtradingprofits.com. And if there is a 1.02 lay at 9:45 p.m, I'll make sure I pass it on this occasion. Been in extremely good form, so watch out for the e-letter video at the weekend. We're just going to talk through this week and why it's suddenly just clicked. It's all down to staking plan. Have a great day. I'll see members of Football Trading Profits from 5 p.m. onwards on Telegram.